event. Old actors meet new ones. Unfold right here. Unfold across every sector of human concerns. Stay tuned to 0.3 FM. The Situation Room. We are always watching.
That's why again say there. The eyes have it.
And where every community enjoys clean water and good roads. That future is possible, but only if we use our votes wisely.
Sadly, some people are ready to exchange their votes for money, food, or empty promises, and some politicians are ready to buy them. But ask yourself, after the money is spent,
just a small gift. Is your community's progress worth only a bag of rice or a few naira? No, it is worth much more.
votes cannot serve the people faithfully, or leaders chosen by
Cannot be bought. Your vote is your power, your right, and your responsibility. Others seem to be within not just information you on today's spot of emphasis on the recurrent as society oftentimes tells society where people who are government are not able to reach a chance at a brighter future. And so we're going to talk to Comrade Omoyele, who would talk rock, and he's asking for one simple thing, the release. And so it's now at a point after almost a decade, or with this match actually points, we will get hit on ahead and get into room on Mainland 98. Now on Monday, after they had given the federal government, universities, the non-implementation of previously signed, all of the negotiations have unfortunately hit a deadlock, which to down tools. And now the federal government have responded themselves. They say all that we've brought to the table. You have a responsibility to tell us. So the federal government says, well, if that's your response to this negotiation, we are also going to invoke our right to pay you. And also has said, their time being will come to talk to us about the consequence of Educare strategic solution.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can.
It's just one of the topical issues in Nigeria today. And
about this, first of all, this strike action, the resolution was asked to, for example, continue to.
Okay, it's going to do a set negotiation 2000 members in Kogi State Unit, federal government. Nigeria under the current initiatives. So if as at national think it's necessary, though they use this union statement, private universities. And of course, the employers of these, they are different state governments. So if you are taking the battle of state government, for instance, or is actually not demanding for too much. If you are familiar with federal government and state government, they are not really doing much. But when we are making budgets for education, we say we are investing. State government, that's the first thing. That's how you train people. It's only that government has not really paid dearly for it. Honestly. Of industrial action.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking that 25. I'm talking Dr. Maruf Alausa, who earned allowances concerns that was meant by disbursing some of these funds. What do you think about this position of the federal government?
That has been used by us federal government ample time. I'm proud of the fact that policy of no whether they are back on strike 2022 from actually fulfilling the agreement. I keep pushing the show towards the aristocratic side. I'm familiar with academic journalists, and if you want to,
at least 149, the government has universities. Now, I would like to highlight that the private university, the case, or it is very possible.
Yes, economically, Nigeria uses Nigeria to float a university and so on. They are doing very well, babies. What it simply means, you are expected to invest in education, be restricted from giving license to private university, and that's fine. The government can set up universities. For educational system should be decentralized because our policies should not be the body to conduct examinations into tertiary national university. Yesterday, the Minister of Education, it's an overreach to federal government institution. It is just the formulation and implementation of address. States should go at Borno, UB, Maiduguri, some states go. So it should be decentralized challenges based on their peculiarities. I can subscribe to that. I think states can actually do this on their part of their security arrangement. That government continues to play the role. And of course,
All right. Well, this is this that they did propose, but that invoke the no work to cater to their immediate education sector. Now, some universities themselves have been accused of taking it. Well, since you have an opportunity to loan the money, we might as well increase school fees. So, as much as the federal government might not be and ultimately causing the students themselves to suffer,
is being commercialized or accommodate people, in this case, the rich of the poor. So, but government needs to fund it will not be denied, supported, and established by government at all levels. But unfortunately, it's school to make sure that education is made available to everyone, either between 15 and 20% the issues that are being raised by ASU, even related issues, so that those who don't have, and the government or the universities will not have raised the fair education. You know, some states are actually doing it. I'm proud to say Enugu State in the 2025 budget. The Enugu State earmarked 83% of the 2025 budget for education. That's highly impressive. Nigeria, the best we've had since 1999, or in the last 10 years, was in 2015. Under the administration of President that is able to match the recommendation made by UNESCO. You know, you can actually predict the outcome. The education is available for everyone, but unfortunately, we have been commoditized as to pay 300,000, 400,000 in public university. How many parents,
right,
when the minimum wage is 70,000?
Right.
Starting with funding.
And I appreciate you. I know that we still need more time to talk. This is what will bring lasting sanity to have a better one. But also, the federal government is not making it any easier. And then the students and the universities who are taking advantage of this lapses and a lot of policy and will to fix this problem within the education sector. 20 demanding for the relief.
I think, right, as a Yahoo boy, you hope that you are still wearing a uniform that you bought with your own money, fight on government to wake up to their respite. And
something unexpected blows up under the surface and shakes the turns on room with 괏ᴜᴜᴜ room. We are always watching.
Let's have a conversation. The Vanguard reported that a group of Igbo businessmen under the ages in the ongoing trial. We have the Northern Nigeria youth leaders as well saying that this match is just an attempt to score forward. And do you have concerns that this match might interfere with the trial and the allegations that you're just doing this for political relevance?
Well, I get accused of all kinds of things, and always the important thing is that we're asking for the right thing to be done. There is no trial going on. It's just a passive people. As to whether it's political or not, I don't means, including the governor of the body has not committed a crime. Questions that yes,
a case in court, and because of separation to the law, or clemency. So, what are you on the 20th?
Yes. So there's nothing tried at any time, and that you feel belong to the country. And you know how to use soldiers against some president. You know, a million people that's coming up. So, but you know, their ego is also.
Yes. What influence do you think this is going to individuals? Do you even think that some might use this to justify?
Who is the individual? The president just pardoned the murderer. The president want people to go and be, doing drugs. Probably yes, because pardons were applied to the wrong people. Come to meetings on motorbikes. What else I can tell you, man? I just think
the Southeast governors, did they lobby hard enough? I'm glad that you mentioned as tightly or as personally as you're deciding to treat it now. Maybe or we just did not see the intensity of the
elections that you see, and as a result, is even as of yesterday. What does that tell you? What they are saying?
But it's somewhat relevant to the victims of all the criminality to the lives of those individuals that have structure. Would you then help put in place to ensure that the
majority of the problems that persist in Nigeria are created by what happened next? The question they have asked is, you heard Nnamdi Kanu rights are so stable, because he dropped all his way to Abuja. They met with the president, producing 2 points to sell to peacefully resolve. One day they lay down their arms, and now there's a ceasefire, right?
Yes.
Everywhere is calm. Yes. Start governing their country while they pull out. Well, because they understand it is the same thing that should apply to Nigeria. The way you treat them is to force them to feel belong to Nigeria. You start doing propaganda. Have you not realized that So, in asking them to do what it doesn't matter what you do. I know useless cases. Bola Tinubu himself was taken to the Code of Conduct Bureau. And when it took him almost 10 years or more, it wasn't their criminal trials and cases that Nigerian courts.
Of the Senate, the appointments, the Southeast is having a great time. They're having an exciting time. The president, what should we begin to do to start to make the Southeast feel like they're part of us?
Even if you build the best roads to the Southeast, don't you need what else do I need to tell you? They need roads, but you go and give them look at that, right on that, 67, and stop listening to you. The first truth is, I'll tell them, ask them. That's how we became friends ever since then. And the more they prolong it, the more dangerous their best friend. If anybody was sensible on the corridors of power, move petroleum subsidy. If we are releasing, we'll probably not need to have reserves, but advanced project operations end with burning down villages.
Now consider to be fair treatment of the Southeast. What should be?
If I'm president of Nigeria, to that is people, Igbos, and I would even set up a committee to start the healing. You see, this whole Nigeria, people who are in, I'm like in loneliness, and the name for it is you're having meetings with banters, and why can't we, our brothers and sisters from there, release Nnamdi Kanu now?
Well, finally, with the scuffle that had happened at the House of Representatives, yes, his organs are failing, high potassium level, I know, but have you been able to personally assess the situation?
One of it is that I'm not a doctor. Redundant question. It's a necessary question. There's nobody from Kenya. That's my point. People talk about health in Nigeria from the point of view of physical health, to have to be dealing with this level. He didn't recognize his wife anymore. I don't think we should, over these years, do you know what it means to be somewhere in dead? How can somebody like that be healthy?
Your time, we appreciate you. We would be following diligently this. Tᴜɪ̀ᴜ speaking to us, he only had conversation. Yes, the match is not even. Does the president even having out? And this can be political figures in the Southeast, for example. That's what he says. That we didn't vote for him in the Southeast, really, but he still considered us, and he has been nice to us. He has been constructing roads, not speak for the people. And this is not me to the core of the problem line, so that we can get your perspective on these issues. To play hard. And as we were saying that, well, the federal government, they're giving us offers that are embarrassing. And so if you say on the 20th of October, March, calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, what will this for the past 10 years? 0913600410. Let's take our first call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, my dear sister. How are you?
I'm well, please.
Yeah, this is let me tell you, how can you forgive? That was kidnapped. But I kidnapped somebody for going to Nigeria, by APC government. Are you hearing me? So,
welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my view on this issue, that is why they are all working against it. Whatever is happening in Nandekal is caused by artist politicians, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you very much.
All right then. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Barrister Peter Oko. I'm calling from Lsołyᴏ. And you see, let's look at this. Lsołyᴏ is a Yoruba man, right? For a Yoruba man to stick out his neck. Some people will not stick out their neck for
they do.
A sincere person to do for terrorists, who are killing people in the interest of peace and the interest of future generations of Nigerians, because most of the guys in Igbo land were not even born trying to persecute Nnamdi Kanu. Let the past be the past.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, you see, it's unfortunate. All he has said, his fellow said. The claim their identity. But if I gain influence in the South, forget what Yᴏò̀ᴜᴛᴜ have just said. He grant them pardon. His people are being suppressed. Yᴏò̀ᴜᴜ said they are political jobbers, both in Yoruba land, both in my state, Nnamdi Kanu.
Let's take another phone call.
You know, the Italian point that must be understood here. Nnamdi Kanu has been charged for treasonable felony against Nigerian state, not against the Igbos. So, for the northern region, not in particular, he's just trying to be political. Let it be clear to him. You understand? So, this is patriotic in the southeast. So, that is for that. Then, for ASU members, to me, they are not doing well. Look at out of very unfortunate. And in Africa, we don't come up to 100. You understand? It's bad. Why? You always concentrate on 2009 agreement. That is blackmailing. As far as I'm concerned, it should be conducive for learning.
Thank you.
And then, of course, we should have the good materials and, of course, lecturers.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Evening.
My stake to this problem of Mōɪᴜᴜᴜ, that's the Biafran issue. By telling the Igbos we want to, what they call them, this political jobbers.
The Southeast is asking for this release of Nnamdi Kanu. That's the point of the march, not
Nnamdi Kanu symbolize. That's what it symbolized.
For 20 years on trial, why not just maybe an expedited conviction so we know what exactly we're doing? Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing?
It's not
exactly.
A good thing,
that's what I'm saying. Why are we replicating or attempting to replicate something that is clearly not good?
Look, what want to go? That's the big question. And to follow him. It's a very dangerous journey.
Okay.
I beg you should withdraw. I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Hello. Please turn down the volume on your radio. Good evening.
The decision of appealing to Mr. President to take this matter should be settled to what he just said. He can just order the Attorney General not to get somebody that is in detention and want to get. You see, what the man is fighting for, I don't think, and if the legislator, yeah, we know, okay, the man that started this a long time ago, that is Wᴏᴜᴜ. The man is now free. You see the man now in the APC yesterday. So for me, I want the don't use commanding to talk to the government. You are in your comfort of your room. Enjoy what you, but this man is in detention. For how many years now? To allow this man to go home.
Right.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Across Nigeria and the world. We have been closing markets every month. It's not about closing down the market, it's about bringing Yoruba or Hausa. Because we are Nigeria. Because we are the good people of the world.
Get materials market from the Southeast can help, and we demand the release. Leaders are actually handling this matter. We kick what he thinks Nnamdi can be found between the message via the live stream.
Yes, you know, you know, Omoyede is right. So now it's moving across to the, because what this man is advocating, if the federal government is negotiating with terrorists, that's non-negotiable. You understand? Now I want to point out something. Never utter the word when the war was being pursued, when he was being apprehended. It's never because of what he was looking for power. So all these politicians, they are just there for their own selfish interests, even the president. But it will all go well for the president. You know, negotiate, talk to them. If not, this thing will snowball. I can tell you, before time, it is great to avoid another civil war in this country. That's my take. Thank you.
All right, then. Hello. Good evening. Phone, you'd have to disconnect. It echoes.
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
I'm calling from Nigeria. For Omoyole, was that people like Mike Ozekeme has gone there. People like the late Iᴏᴜᴜᴜ has gone there. People like Fᴜᴜᴜ, I think he has got it wrong. The only person that's holding Nnamdi Kanu down is the president.
Let's take another call. Hello, good evening.
To reason of Nnamdi Kanu, yeah, in as much as support him, they're still holding him. A lot of people has gone to meet Tinubu one-on-one or as a group to release it now, the kind of Buhari refused. Now, this is Tinubu tenor. Yeah, it's up to now, is still in prison. If you have strong individuals rather than institution, court has given order. And nobody, for instance, I don't know why it's because some people like now people to come and join him. Let it not be tribal something. If he chooses to join me, now some parts in the north are refused to join. It can become tribal thing. Or something like it can begin to fall to that tribal of a thing. It's not a Nigerian thing. So let's mind what we're doing at times. Show them my son that you're helping Igbos, but I'm not seeing it in a way that there's the way I'm seeing it. To see as if you wanted that.
The Igbo leaders have been trying for a while, but they've not been able to do it. So if he succeeds, does it really matter why he's doing it?
It does not matter. It's good that they release him, but what should they be a protest? Then they should release the person who is innocent.
Okay.
Why must it be a protest? Because they should obey the court order.
Face off. This is the exact reflection of the attention given to the was at precipice when he took over the state affairs. But because he knew the importance day, God gives us such leaders. And as for the protest, unfortunately, we don't have any word.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm with you. Your name, please.
My name is to beg the government. When Mandela was in prison for so many years, did they beg us independence? People were, in most cases, you take it in and allow the people, the government to know that what he's doing is like what somebody said, this man has been set free. So a man that has been set free by the court is the release of that man. And as long as it is like that, no wonder the youth from there are not joining. And as long as the north is votes for next 2 years in the north, that is why that man is still in the prison. People many years ago, 50 years ago, that is in place, that is still playing out.
Good evening, Sage.
Oh, good evening. Hi. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm exhausted, but yeah.
You in Kanu. God has released that guy twice. The person he offended, which was, why are you still holding him? Okay, what is Nnamdi Kanu's offense to Buhari? Okay, now you go tell people say I've been Jᴏɪɪr from Sudan. But okay, pick him up. Okay, the man is gone. The next one we are hearing again, we are reading from
Nnamdi Kanu's arrest it's not because he had a personal, into proper perspective.
Okay, yes, I know you are doing your job.
Against
yeah, there are charges.
It's not that Buhari was upset and asked him to arrest
but now, why are they still keeping him? Now they are bringing another thing that he instigated people to go and destroy Lagos during the ENSAS. Was it only the people? I was following Twitter massively then. I'm seeing some of them working as special advisor, special assistants in this government. So why are they keeping him? They should cancel him.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
My name is Chooks. I'm calling you from Festac.
Yeah.
You see, in Nigeria, I want you to understand something. There are two laws in Nigeria. One law is for the Southeasterners, and the other law for every part of the country. Sunday Igboho has also done the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu did by asking for the emancipation of the Yorubas. That even from the north, Abutuab, leaders who only want their own to the same in another station, that those political solutions that those Igbo leaders, those governors are saying, is that their intention, but that he doesn't want it to be that way. He wants this guy to be pardoned to go as others have been pardoned to go. But the federal government, what happened in Nepal and in Mozambique or whatever, it's going to be a small thing because something is downloaded.
Hard, I can assure you. Rebuilding is hard, all right? So let's hope that we don't have to descend to chaos to fix problems. We can talk. There's dialogue. There's peaceful resolution. Even the worst messages, we can't take any more phone calls. Abdurrafiu Alabalakwe says, Alabalakwe is one of the voices back in the release of Nnamdi Kanu from the long detention he's in. But I want to beg my Igbo brothers not to follow the way Sowore is going. Let the gradual political solution elders of Indigbo have taken continue. The federal government might see the way of Sowore as another means to nail Kanu. So Igbo should not follow Sowore. I believe all government are busy negotiating with bandits, with AK-47. Allow that man to go under the agreement and get Igbo people support in 2027 election. Forget political jobbers from the zone. Political class, they would have put an end to it this government does not believe in him. At least your guest has balanced the whole issue about that man. Let Tinubu give him presidential pardon. God bless you. We have John Bernard Ohi, who says, the way things are going, if I were Showore, I will abandon Nnamdi Kanu for the Igbos, since they've started reading meaning into everything. All right, every nation, but not government seriousness with the issue of education is to check the government will continue to strike because it's the only language government understand. As for the protest and the release of Kanu, I see no reason why drug dealers and killers from Ijegun. I salute the comrade for his doggedness with things to Showore. My worry is this section of people would always blame their unproductive political. I was a little lost there. We have good evening mainland FM. Reason is if a governor and government will be negotiating with killers, and well, it's still unconfirmed. My question is, proofread your message before you send it to me. Asking for amnesty and engaging in kidnapping. However, this is discrimination by the federal. Nigeria should go their separate ways as Kanu's trial continue. Flown. Oh, wonderful. Because earlier in the day, thank you. Let me wrap up with this message. Good evening, Sage. I got killed. What about the indirect anti-government movement he had prosecuted? We are aware of so many Igbo people whose family members have been. People should be give more perspective in their comment on national radio. Taiwo Oshunsoya. I'm sorry I can't read any more message. There's a lot, right? I apologize. I really wish I could. Let's wrap up this conversation so we can have the news at 5:30. At 6, we'll have the sports crew here with sports crews. At 7, we have global clusters, and at 8, we have shenanigans. My name is Sage Babalola. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest.